near the outside wall.
Rover gonna pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's gonna get them all done with. What amazing!
Lead to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is gonna touch in. It pressed sideways. What a save!
Look to the outside as Cronkite goes off. De Jong into second place.
Going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
Trying this contact though.
Slide left to the racetrack. Chris Renner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact.
He's going to try and make the move around the outside the Parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cut back here. Get the run out the Parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Michael Schumacher, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Live from Texas Motor Speedway. This is the Southern Motorsports SOMO Racing League, the Portside Jaguar and Land Rover Cup Series, and we are midway through the round of 8 here as we get closer and closer to Homestead. My name is Sam Cooper Bennett, and joined as always is my with me in the booth is my broadcast partner, Mr. Scott Brinson. And Scott, we've got another short field here tonight, but I'm sure it's going to be another exciting race.
Yes, sir. Only got 12 of them here tonight, but there's a lot on the line for some of these guys that did show up tonight. And we still got to sort through these 8 guys that we got left and figure out who those top 4 going to the championship are going to be here in the next 2 races. Well,
Adam Baker is already there, and he's going to be looking forward to the next couple of races, as he doesn't really have to do much. He just has to sit back and ride, but being Adam Baker, you know he's not going to sit back at all here.
Yeah, he could actually steal somebody's ticket, because as you know, if you win a race, you automatically punch your ticket to the next round. So he could steal someone's lotto ticket and make them earn it on points.
Absolutely. And with that, let's take a look at the let's remind ourselves of the table going into tonight's race. And as you can see there, Adam Baker has made his way into the finale at Homestead, which is coming in 2 weeks' time. Seth Hatchell had a nightmare race last week at Martinsville, and is going to be hoping to rectify that situation. Keith Mahato, early damage for him. He's going to be hoping to have a better race here tonight, despite the podium he got last week. Very surprising to see him up there. Jay Felton, another one, hoping to punch his way in. Chris Samard finished second. Could do nothing about Adam Baker, hoping to rectify that one tonight. Shane Papala still without a race win here, and he's going to be hoping to break his cherry here tonight, Scott. I'm not sure if he's going to do it though.
Well, he's definitely going to want to try, and he's currently sitting down there tied with Lupe Gonzalez for 6th place on the outside looking in. So he definitely needs a good finish. He's 11 points back at Jay Felton. And while we're talking about it, let's just run through it real quick. Adam Baker, obviously, he's the points leader. He's already punched his ticket to the championship, so he'll be there no matter what. Keith Mayato's in second, 10 points back. He's looking pretty good. Chris Samard, he's a point back of Mayato in third. And then Jay Felton is back there, 5 points behind Samard. And he's 16 back of the leader, Adam Baker. He's sitting in that final transfer spot in 4th place. Then Seth Hatchell's 8 points back in 5th. As I was mentioning before, 3 points back of Seth are Lupe and Shane. And then way back there is Ron Hollyfield. He's got some making up to do. He's almost 30 points behind, being 27 points behind.
Yeah, so Ron Hollyfield really looking... the writing's pretty much on the wall for Mr. Ron Hollyfield, as he is. Look, he's going to be hoping. Yeah, he's going to be hoping for a miracle though tonight, as he is on the cusp of being eliminated. But with that, we were going to go to take a look at our sponsors here tonight. Before we go to qualifying is underway, as you can see by the yellow mark on the top right hand of your screen. Let's take a look at go to our sponsors, and this series is as always is sponsored by United Real Estate. If you're looking to buy or sell your home, then United Real Estate are the guys for you. Then you can check them out. Also, want to give a shout out to Coffee and Glitter Mom. If you want a beaker for your parties this Christmas, good looking cups there you have there. And if you want to get one of your own, then go to www.facebook.com/Coffee and Glitter Mom. Also want to give a shout out to Top City Travel. Be sure to book your Christmas vacation with topcitytravel.com. Also want to give a shout out to PC Overlays. If you want an overlay like the one you see on tonight's broadcast, then go no further than PC Overlays. That's Paul Zota. You can find him on Facebook. And finally, this series is sponsored by Portside Automotive and Jaguar Service. Trust your auto repair needs to a skilled service professional. Give them a call on 843-375-2702. Well,
Sammy, I just want to take a minute real quick while I got a second to wish my girlfriend a happy 40th birthday, honey, if you're listening. I'm sure you are. I love you very much, and I'm glad that you had a great day, and I'm glad you had a good birthday, and I can't wait to see you and the kids this Sunday.
Yep, happy birthday, Brittany. Hope you had a great day. So with that, we are going to go straight to our qualifying now. And everybody out on track. It's open qualifying again here now, Scott. Not sure. This is the second week in a row they've done this now.
Well, maybe they decided with such short car counts that it's not a big deal, and it just kind of adds in a wrinkle. Kind of, you know, changes it up a little bit, makes people still go out there and, you know, run them laps in traffic. So if you can find some clean track, then you're good. But you may get caught up in some traffic, may hamper your qualifying. So
yep,
changes it up a bit.
And look at that, Keith Mayato already at the top of the standings here. I think enough is enough for the man in the 09, and he just wants to win one right now. He's not won one in the chase at all, I don't think.
And he won the most races during the season.
Yeah. Oh no, he won in the round of 12, I think. And
yeah, he did. He did. He won at Charlotte. He was at Charlotte.
So Keith Mayato looking to get a race win to put himself into the running order for Homestead and claim back-to-back titles. Remember, he is the reigning champion from last season. So he's coming into this race on the back foot slightly. I know he's in the top 4, but another big mistake like the one he had maybe last weekend, the one where he retired from Kansas, and he could be in serious trouble here, Scott.
Well, he's sitting second right now, and with car count here, even if he had a dramatic, you know, horrible first car out of the race finish, he would still be right there. Yeah, he'd be, well, Seth, you know, he still recovered last week and got a decent finish, but even if Keith was first out, with the short car count of only 12, it really wouldn't be that big of a hit. He'd still be right there on the cusp. He'd probably still be in. He'd still be looking good, I think. So he's got a little room to play with, so... But with him sitting up there in a pole, I don't foresee him having some issues tonight. But you never know. That's why they go out there and race these races, man.
Absolutely. As qualifying is now done. Now let's go to our track side as we have our grid for tonight's race. And Keith Mayato pointing himself in the right direction. He is going to be your pole sitter for tonight's race with a 29.338. He'll be joined on that front row by the man that's already booked his ticket to Homestead. That's Mr. Adam Baker. Row 2 will be Chris Samard and Andrew Melvin. Row 3 will be Jay Felton and Seth Hatchell. Row 4 will be Ron Hollifield and Jeff Glottner. And row 5 will be Lupe Gonzalez and Mike Eames. Starting shotgun on the field will be Shane Papala and Carolina's own Kurt Davidson. Matthew Lezanuski not taking any further part in this session here tonight. So only 12 drivers lining up for tonight's race, and you got to say, it's with this short of a field, you can't be expecting too many cautions here tonight.
No, I wouldn't think so, but you never know.
Yep.
Just depends on what the cautions are. If it's guys just losing it coming off the corner, you never know how many we'll have. Can't have too many big crashes, though, because we ain't got too many cars, so... If we start piling them up and junking up cars, yeah, there'll only be a few of them left out there.
Yeah, 155 laps here tonight. Not sure what the... I'm going to say it's 45, 90, and 65. Usual.
What I'm thinking.
The usual. As they all start rolling off, we are ready to rock and roll once again. And just to point out for later in the race, Scott, I do have a Crank It Up cam, so... We will be making use of that later. We'll be making use of that later.
Very cool.
So
I'm ready to go. How about you, man? So are these 8 chase drivers still trying to battle their way to the championship race, Sammy? You cranked up?
Absolutely. I'm ready to go.
Time to go racing in old Tejas.
Mm-hmm. The Lone Star State.
Changing these days.
I know, yeah.
Got some friends that live there, they'll tell you.
With their caravans. Anyway.
Here we go, folks. Get us going, Sammy.
Yep. Through 3 and 4, there you go. It's going to be Keith Mayato and his old sparring partner, Mr. Adam Baker, on his outside. two of the winningest drivers in the league. There goes the pace car. We're ready to get them going here. 150 laps, 55 laps are underway. Adam Baker very squirrely on the start there as Keith Beato gets away clean and green. And that's promoted Chris Simard up to second. Here comes Andrew Melvin straight up to the inside of Adam Baker. Baker in big trouble on this start here, Scott.
Yeah, but he'll be all right. He didn't wreck the car, and he didn't get into nobody, so he'll just catch his breath here. He'll tuck in here behind Seth, and I'm sure he'll get it gathered up, and we'll hear from him before long.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, Keith Beato is already checked out. He's already half a second up the road, but Chris Simard is not going to try and let him get away that easily. Let a win slip away from him last week. He's not going to try. He's not going to let another win slip away surely here tonight. He's got to keep himself focused as he's got his teammate right ahead of him now.
Yeah, a little bit of a buffer back there, but hey, as you saw last night between me and Kirk and some other teammates out there, everybody wants to win. So just because it's your teammate doesn't mean he won't race you hard.
Even I threw my hat in the ring last night.
Yes, sir. The point being, you know, you might be teammates, but you're still going to race every car on the track just as hard. You might cut your teammate a break, but, you know, you're not going to race him any differently than you would anyone else. Because when you start racing people differently, not only does it open the door to make a mistake, but you can wind up losing some more positions because you're not racing as hard as you should be.
Absolutely. So there you're still looking at Chris Simard right there. Andrew Melvin up to third place. Seth Hatchell up to fourth. Let's take a look at Jay Felton, who's right behind Adam Baker, and they've gapped Lupe Gonzalez over. Yeah, they've got a decent gap over Lupe Gonzalez. 1.1 seconds, 1.2 seconds now between the 9 and the 53. The race, the pack is split in two completely. It's down the middle right here.
Ooh, we had one of them back there almost lose it on the backstretch. I think it was Jeff Glockner. Yes, it was Jeff Glockner. He's running in 8th place, having a pretty good run here. Almost lost it coming out of 2 that time, but held on to it. So Jeff last week got caught up, if you remember, Sam, in that very first incident on the first corner and was pretty much destroyed from the get-go. So good to see him having a good run here tonight, and he didn't get destroyed on the first lap.
He's actually managed to turn 5 instead of just 1. No, anyway.
and running in the top 10.
Yeah. Good. Shane Parler, one of the chase drivers, way out there in P9. He's being chased down by Ron Hollifield right now, the other chase contender. So those two need to kind of get a move on if they want to get up there and make their way onto Homestead. They do have another race at Phoenix coming up next week, but points still matter despite it being only the second race in the round of 8.
Yeah, because you got to figure in the stage points as well. So depending on where you finish in each stage, there's bonus points to be made. So here comes Seth Hatchell. He's making a move on Andrew Melvin, push Melvin up the track. Hatchell underneath. He'll wind up getting by him eventually. He's going to have to work for it a little bit here, but the bottom line is king around this place.
Yeah, as he's bringing Adam Baker and Jay Felton with him. Andrew Melvin stuck on that high side. He's going to get freight trained here, unfortunately, as there goes Hatchell, there goes Baker, and it looks like Felton's going to follow him through as well. Very close between the two as they almost touch through 3 and 4.
Hey, he's burning up a feel good off them things already. And Texas is notorious for that, Sammy. You and I were talking about Las Vegas last night being like that, but this is another one of those tire grinders.
There's that double dog leg that does it as well.
Melvin's already feeling it as he just lost 3 positions there, and he's taking all the feel good off his tires. I think he's just going to get back here and just kind of ride with these guys. With all 3 of these guys on top of each other, it's going to allow him to hang in there because some of these guys aren't running as hard as they could.
Yeah, we were comparing Atlanta and Las Vegas last night. This track, Texas, is very comparable to Charlotte, and the fact that it's got high bankings and that double dog leg as well. So it's very comparable to Charlotte. So a lot of the ovals that you see on these schedules are very similar to other ovals, as we see Andrew Melvin getting very squirrely coming out of turn 2 there.
Yeah, it's one of them cookie cutter tracks that NASCAR built when they got into their track building happy days, when they were spending money all over the place. And a lot of the tracks, you know, people were complaining a lot of the tracks were identical to each other. There's 4 or 5 of them like this out there.
Yeah, and I
Kansas being another one. Kentucky ain't far behind. They're all pretty much the same track.
The only one that's truly different Out of all of the 1.5 mile ovals, it's actually Homestead.
It is different.
That one's just a monster all to itself. It's just like...
It's like a mini Indy.
Yeah. Like a rectangle, but it's like... Not a rectangle, if that makes any sense. It's like 1 and 2 are tighter and 3 and 4 are looser slightly. Or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, these guys are going to find out, though, when we go to Homestead in 2 weeks, what that track is exactly going to be like. We know exactly what it's like in an Indy car. I should imagine it's going to be 1,000 times worse in a stock car.
Yeah, I can't speak for that. I've raced there in the Indy car, but I've never actually raced there, or I don't remember racing there if I did in a stock car. If I did, it's been a long time ago. But yeah, 2 different worlds.
Yep.
Just like racing at Indianapolis and the 2 different cars, it's 2 completely different worlds, and one of them's a popular race, and nobody likes the other race. Maybe if the Brickyard 400 was, competitive, but it's the same old shit every year. And they say they're going to make some changes this year, where I guess it's going to be more of a, a pack race, but we'll see.
Well, the new NASCAR chairman, his name escapes me. I saw a report where he made a quote today saying that the absolute priority of his is to make sure that the on-track product improves. 100%. So
that's good. Which means there'll be more rule changes to change some of the dumbass rules that they've implemented. So
yeah.
Hopefully they can get it balanced out, man, because it'd be a damn shame if NASCAR, financially couldn't withstand the, everything they're going through right now and eventually go out of business, because it can happen. And if there's no future there, nobody's going to buy it. Nobody's going to come in and rescue it because the overhead will be ridiculous. And if all the sponsors want to pull out because there's no money to be made, then it's pretty much done for.
Absolutely. And speaking of done for, look at the gap that Samad and Mayato have pulled over Seth Hatchell. 1.5 seconds, the gap between Samad and Hatchell now. That's 1.9 seconds between Mayato and Hatchell. And it's all because these 3 guys back here, Hatchell, Baker and Felton, all battling amongst themselves, and they're just letting Samad and Mayato just get away right here. And Samad has actually reeled in Mayato right now.
I think Seth has kind of been slowing him down a little bit too, but there, just as I say that, it looks like Baker lost all the momentum on that low side and can't make the pass. But I think you'll see Baker reel him in a little bit here if he can get by Seth. Yeah,
and drawing another comparison, Texas is like Charlotte in a way where the low line is not going to be your friend, but the middle to possibly the very low high line is going to be your friend around here. So the bottom line where Adam Baker is right now going to hurt you because it will push you up the track. If you take the middle line where Seth Hatchell was, that's where you're going to get the most speed around here.
We're almost already halfway through this first stage already. Picking them up and putting them down tonight.
Yeah, should bash this one out quite quickly. As we've got problems for Jeff Glottner, he's making his way into pit road. Not sure what's going on with the man.
We jinxed him.
Yeah, we did. It doesn't look like he's got any serious damage on that car. He's just doesn't look happy in that car. If that makes any sense.
Hey, he just lost it coming off the corner. He didn't hit nothing. He just decided to bring it to pit road. I'm not sure what's going on there.
Early pit stop?
I guess so.
I'm guessing, well, we've seen Andrew Melvin lose his tyres already, so... And Texas is very tough on the tyres, so... I wonder if people are out, getting a bit too froggy right now and just jumping into pit road out of panic. That their tyres...
I think Glockner's taking it behind the wall because he's just still sitting there. He has not pulled out of his stall, and he's just sitting there.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, and he did. He took it behind the wall. First one out of the race. Wow.
He just gave up, basically.
That's what it looked like. I guess he had better things to do.
Meanwhile, Seth Hatchell still staying ahead of Adam Baker here as they come across the line. And the gap between Hatchell and Samard is getting bigger and bigger. While these guys are battling, they've actually spread out a bit now. Jay Felton has fallen a ways back from Adam Baker as he is actually being reeled in by Andrew Melvin right now. It's getting very spread out here right now, Scott, and the only battle on track right now is the one between Hatchell and Baker.
Yeah, that's usually what happens at these mile-and-a-halves, and when you add in the fact you only got 12 cars, that's pretty much what I expected here. Good thing for stages, otherwise this race would get real boring because it would get real spread out if this was a long, continuous green flag run.
At least we've always got something plenty to talk about.
Whoa, big wiggle there from Felton coming off the corner. Now Melvin's all over him. Felton doing a hell of a job of holding on to that car that time.
Yeah, and Felton, as I mentioned last week in Martinsville, managed to dodge a bullet twice, once through the round of 16, once through the round of 12, just scraping his way into the round of 8 again 2 weeks ago, and he's not making it easy for himself in this chase, I will give him that. And he's proven that here again tonight. He's just he looks like he's really struggling in that monster Kit Kat number 9.
Yeah, well, he's still running in 5th place, so here goes Adam Baker. He's making that move on Seth Hatchell now. I think he'll get by him now. Looks like Seth kind of just waved the white flag on that deal. He's going to let him go.
Yeah. So Baker.
But going back to Felton, just to touch on that a little bit, Jay, he's in that 4th and final transfer spot. Where he's running at right now, he's in a good position, man. That's only going to, keep him in that spot. Yeah, Seth's in front of him, but it's one position, it's 1 point. Seth's 8 points back. So it's really not that big of a deal. Jay's in a pretty good spot, but now Jay Felton just lost the spot to Andrew Melvin. I don't know where Jay went. Where'd he go?
He's in pit road. He's just brought it down.
Okay, I missed that. Camera switched on me.
Yeah, Mike Eames is bringing it down as well. So green flag pit stop's underway here now, Scott. The tyres can't last a full stage.
Guess not. Or they don't trust them. I bet we see some of these guys go the whole stage. I bet the majority of your leaders will go the whole stage on the tires they got.
Well, if anybody's going to try and make it the whole way, it's going to be that man there, Mr. Adam Baker. We've seen him time and time again throughout the season. He's managed it a few times, and his teammate Joe Mitchell, who's not here tonight, incidentally, has done it as well. So, MB Motorsports definitely know how to get it done when it comes to tyre saving and fuel saving.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering with the 70% fuel, if they got enough fuel to make it the whole stage. I would think they would. I think it'd be close, but I would think they'd be able to get 45. Well, it's actually 44 laps in on a tank of fuel.
Yep, and we've got Andrew Melvin in pit road now. So here's the next one to blink. That promotes Lupe Gonzalez up to the top 5 now, as he's clutching it through the corners. So fuel is not working around here. They can't make it for the whole stage by those things.
Wow, so that's why some of these guys are clutching it to try to stretch it through the whole stage.
Yeah.
I figured it'd probably be pretty close. They're probably just a handful of laps short, if even that many.
Yeah, as Andrew Melvin is in yeah.
Sorry to cut you off, but that's probably exactly why they do the 70% fuel, so that requires them to make at least one pit stop during every stage.
Yep, as Ron Holyfield brings a pit side as well now. That leaves only the top 5 that haven't pitted yet. Lupe Gonzalez is trying to save. Seth Hatchell trying to save. Adam Baker trying to save. Mayato and Samad, the only 2 drivers in that top 5 that aren't clutching their machines right now. And it looks like Baker's starting to reel in Samad right now.
Yeah, and Hatchell's reeling him, and Ron Holyfield took it behind the wall, so that's going to pretty much do it for Ron as far as the chase goes. That's him being second car out of the race. That's pretty much going to do him in. He'll be almost too far back, even be mathematically alive.
Yeah, as Adam Baker brings it to pit road.
Wow, so much for even trying to stretch it.
So the first man in the top 5 to blink now. Let's see how the others respond. Seth Hatchell being Adam Baker's teammate, I'm going to assume he's going to bring it down as well now. So they're going to I'll try and go for it anyway.
Here comes the leader.
Yeah, Sir Martin as well. Hatchell's going to bring it down too.
Coming. Yeah, I imagine they'll all pretty much come here, whoever's left. Oh, Felton stayed out. He wants to try to get that bonus point. He will get that bonus point as he'll beat my auto to the line. Jay Felton picks up a much-needed bonus point. That's going to equal out that extra point that Seth would get on him by being a position ahead. That pretty much cancels that out.
That was Lupe that moved to the front.
Was it Lupe?
Yeah. Yeah, Lupe's in the lead now, and Mayato's still in his pit box. We're just waiting for Jay Felton to make his way through. He's just coming out of turn 4 now. And the guys are only just getting out of their pit boxes. Jay Felton is going to move up to second place here. It's a great strategy to pit early by the man in the number 9 as he now is up to second place. Lupe Gonzalez still out on track. And he's going to get the bonus point, as you already mentioned.
Yeah, I missed Lupe staying out. I thought Lupe came in. But, yeah, good job by Jay pitting early, man. But now that'll, that's going to cancel out. These guys will be able to catch up to him here on the backside of it as we go along. There's enough laps. If there was 5 laps left, maybe not. But we got 15 left.
Yeah, Lupe Gonzalez has got a 22-lap lead over Jay Felton. A 22-second lead over Jay Felton. If he decides to stay out now and keeps clutching it through the corners, Lupe Gonzalez might actually make it to the end, but he's got another 13 laps to make up right now.
Yeah, that's a long way. I don't know if Lupe's going to be able to hold him off.
He's not, as Kurt Davidson goes flying by him. There are only 10 drivers left in this race. Ron Holyfield, for some unknown reason, taking it behind the wall. So we've had 2 people just pull it into pit road and just end the race like that. That's just very unusual. Very unusual.
Guess they weren't feeling it.
Not at all. Jay Felton in some clean air right now. Shane Papala is up to 3rd place. Another man that's made strategy work in his favour, but he's got Keith Mayato right on his rear fender right now. And Mayato on fresher tyres is just going to walk by Papala right now. As there he goes. Just waltzed on by. It looks like Adam Baker going to try and find his way past the 89 as well, and he will. He's got the bottom line going into turn 1. Just dives it in there and takes away the position. Adam Baker up to 4th place now. Shane Papala on those older tyres. 7 laps of difference between Baker and Papala. And Chris Simard really losing out on those pit stops, He's dropped 3 spots in those pit stops.
Yeah, he did. I didn't watch his pit stop, so I didn't see what happened, but that sounds like he overslid his box or was just really slow getting into the pit road and getting off pit road. But, wow, Felton is chopping off about 2 seconds a lap on Lupe, man, and they got 10 laps to go until they throw the flag for the end of the first stage. So I think Lupe is going to have enough time to hold on here if he can put a little more fuel down, because otherwise he's going to lose it.
Yeah, but look at the battle that's brewing for 2nd place here. As here comes Keith Mayato, and he's bringing Adam Baker with him. Jay Felton looks like he's in trouble here. Mayato is on a charge right now.
It's those tires. That's the difference of the tires.
Yep, 6-lap difference on tires.
Oh, that's huge. That's the fall off right there. The fall off's within the first 4 or 5 laps, so he's already fallen off the cliff.
Yeah, I think the Jay Felton was just too focused on trying to close the gap between himself and Lupe Gonzalez. He didn't realise that there was a shark closing in on him.
He took a gamble.
Yeah,
that's what you got to do. You got to take a gamble. That's what Lupe's doing too. But he's gonna run and he's not gonna make it. The time just says he ain't gonna make it. They're catching him too quickly. He's gonna need an early caution.
Yeah, and judging by the amount of drivers left on track, we're not gonna get one by the sounds of it. So Lupe Gonzalez doing everything he can. He's actually still clutching it through the corners. As you can see, there's no sound coming from that engine.
He's made his bed. He's got a lie in it now.
8.5
back is my auto. He's coming. Bringing a steam engine with him.
Yeah. That's Jaws looking to make another sequel here tonight. And he's going the right way about it as well.
Sure is. Yeah, it's a tough finish last night, so I'm sure he's looking to bounce back from that.
Yep, as he crosses the line. He's got a good few car lengths over Adam Baker right now. The gap between Mayato and Gonzalez is now 6.6 seconds. That was 14 seconds 2 laps ago. Felipe Gonzalez 39 laps on his tyres. Keith Mayato 9 laps on his tyres. So 30 laps difference on tyres right there. That's just unbelievable. For Lupe to go this far on his tyres alone is just amazing.
5.1 back now is Mayato.
Yeah.
They got 5 until they throw the flag for the end of the first stage. He's not going to make it.
They're 4.5 now. He just took another 0.6 of a second out.
Yeah, he was taking 2 seconds a lap out there for a little bit.
Yeah. It won't be long. I'll give it another, what, lap and a half?
About that.
As Jay Felton has fallen all the way back to P5 now.
Yeah, he could wind up falling all the way back behind Papala and actually costing himself a position because he pitted too soon.
Yeah, the second.
Hey, you learn that. You do this in the first stage. You don't do it in the third stage. You take a gamble early on. You see what works, what doesn't work. He's got a little information for later on in the race. A lot can still happen. So
it's a learning curve.
And like I said earlier, he's got an 8-point cushion there between him and Haschel. So he's led a lap. He'll be all right. Actually, he hasn't led a lap because Lupe never pitted, but tried to lead a lap. Lupe screwed that up for him, but Lupe trying to win this stage.
Yeah, he's got 3 laps to do it though, but the gap is only 1 second between Mayato and Gonzalez. Gonzalez has got to do some defending here, but he's got no grip and no fuel to do it either. As they come across the line.
2 laps from the end of the stage too, man. It's got to be a hopeless feeling. He's just trying to get his best finish now. Yeah. He ate him up like chum.
Yeah. Like that scene from
Lupe's chum in the water right now.
Like that scene from Jaws 3 when Jaws ate that guy whole.
Yeah, he's going to wind up losing at least 2 more spots here, even on this last lap. So 1 for sure, probably 2. Samard should get to him and get past. I'll be surprised if he's able to hold on to 3rd. If he does hold on to 3rd, then that's a hell of a job. That worked out. That's stage points, man. That's big. But I think he is going to lose a position to Samard. He may just hold off Haschel. But he would have finished behind Haschel had he not taken this gamble. So, yeah, there goes Samard. I think he's going to be able to beat Haschel. It's going to be close. It's going to be a drag race to the line.
Yeah, as Mayato comes out of turn 4.
Oh, and he's up the track. He may... Oh, wow, here comes Haschel.
Yeah, Mayato comes across the line, and that will be the stage, I believe. There we go.
Yeah.
Stage 1 is completed. Lupe Gonzalez falling back to 5th place before the stage was over.
Yeah, so it really didn't pay off. He gained a spot. He got by Felton. That was really about it.
So your positions in the stage are as follows. Keith Mayato winning stage 1. Adam Baker in 2nd. Chris Amard 3rd. Seth Hatchell 4th. Lupe Gonzalez 5th. Jay Felton 6th. 7th is Shane Papala. 8th is Mike Eames. 9th Kurt Davidson. And Andrew Melvin falling all the way back to P10 there after the pit stop. So not sure what's going on there. But that is your positions after stage 1. We're going to step away for a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with stage 2. Don't go anywhere. You're not
Everybody getting stage points tonight.
Absolutely. We'll be right back.
And he hits him again now. Rayon Fowler into the outside wall.
Rover is going to pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's going to get them all done with. What amazing.
Lee to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is going to touch in. Pit press sideways. What a save.
Look to the outside as Trunke goes off. De Jong into 2nd place.
Going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
Trying this contact though.
Slide left to the racetrack. Chris Venner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that 2nd spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact.
He's going to to try and make the move around the outside the parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cut back here. Get the run out the parabolica. That's beautifully done there by Kashuba. There's a little bit of door banging as well.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back to Texas as we're about to get stage 2 underway. Scott, I believe it's your turn to get us going.
Alrighty.
As we're getting the field caught up here.
Yeah, I was just trying to get back up on the leader myself. Everybody getting organized here. Here we go, folks. Lights are out. Pace car's going to pull off. Going to start this second stage. Only 10 of them left. That's what I was saying right before we went to break. Everybody's getting stage points tonight. Just a matter of where you finish. Probably see some strategy, different strategies for that reason. Here we go. Green flag is out. My auto gets us going again. He's off to a nice start.
And Seth Hatchell immediately on the inside of Adam Baker. I think Adam Baker must have given that to him because he knows that Seth Hatchell desperately needs stage point, big points here tonight to get himself in the top 4. And Adam Baker makes a liar out of me.
So much for that theory.
Yeah.
He's trying to slam the door on Jay Felton. He don't want Jay Felton to get by him, and he does. He slams that door. No Girl Scout cookies wanted here.
Jay Felton himself is trying to defend from Chris Simard. Ooh, Hatchell getting a wheel on the apron there. That's not where you want to be, especially going through 1 and 2. I mean, this is the old configuration of 1 and 2 before they flattened it. So you don't want to get a wheel on that apron, especially as high a banking as it is on iRacing's version.
The line is not your friend.
I mean, this is another track that IndyCar goes to. And it's always a fun race when IndyCar comes here. Did they go there last... They didn't go to Texas last season, did they?
I don't remember last season. I wasn't calling races for them last season. Last season was literally last year.
No, I mean, the season just finished. Did they go to Texas 2018? No.
Let me take a look.
I don't know. But anyway, Jay Felton still in 4th place there. Keith Mayato has been reeled in by Adam Baker. Baker wants by him in a worse kind of way. As I said at the top of the broadcast, Baker is not going to back down despite being locked into Homestead.
Yeah, they did. It was all the way back on April 5th. That's why I don't remember it.
Oh,
and
wow.
Keith Mayato won that one. That was in his streak there where he won 4 races in a row in a matter of 5 weeks.
Yeah. So, Adam Baker looking to make a 2 from 2 here. He's not going to have it all his own way because Adam Baker is all over his rear fender right now. Oh, Baker getting it all wrong coming out of 4 though. That's going to cost him some time. Managed to save it though. Great save though.
Here comes Jay Felton putting a championship move on Seth Hatchell right now, telling him, say, hey, I'm in that 4th and final transfer spot and I plan on staying there and I'm passing you to prove that point. And here comes Samard.
Hatchell hit the wall coming out of 2. That's not going to help him.
That's a bold statement right there by Jay Felton. Long way to go, though. Long way to go.
Yep. Samad's second in points, right?
No, Mayato is.
Oh, okay.
Samard's in 3rd.
These guys are really going to try and make sure Hatchell doesn't make it to Homestead. Personally, I think it'd be a shame if Hatchell didn't make it to Homestead. I mean, the form he was on going into the chase, it was just unbelievable to see him win all those races in a row.
He's going to need something to happen to Jay Felton or one of these other 3 guys. One of them's behind him and the other 2 are in front of him. He's got 3 of the guys he's chasing right in front of him and the other one right behind him.
Yeah.
Talk about being in the hornet's nest.
As here comes Samad again to the inside of Hatchell. Gonna bomb it in there, coming out of 4. Is he gonna get in there? They're side by side, and Hatchell looks like he's gonna win that little dice though. But oh, chops his nose off going into 1. So Hatchell winning that little dice there as they're closing in on Jay Felton again. I'm wondering if Felton's starting to lose his tyres again already because he's not getting away from these guys.
Well, here we go, Sammy. Adam Baker taking a peek, trying to make a move on Keith Mayato. Mayato keeps it wound up on the high side and fights him off. So it's not really working on the bottom coming out of 4. I've seen that a few times now where guys just aren't getting the power down on the bottom coming out of 4 and completing the pass. The guy on the outside's been able to hold them off.
Yep. So Keith Mayato is Jaws and Adam Baker is Roy Scheider with the stick of dynamite.
All right.
You know where that end scene of Jaws 1 where he blows him up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, right now he's just standing on the boat, waving it around. Right now Jaws is just taunting him, holding him off. Says, stick your hand in the water, buddy.
Yep. As Adam Baker's still trying to look on the inside. Is he going to go for that move?
Lost it. Yeah, Mayato lost it coming out of the corner there. Lost a lot of momentum. That's going to open the door. And there goes Adam Baker. He's going to drive on by now.
And boom goes the dynamite.
Yeah, he got him. He worked him long enough, but it's not over yet. Don't rule out Mayato. And this is just stage 2, so
I think that's
a bold statement right there. That's a bold championship statement.
I will say this is the most aggressive I've seen Mayato all season. Usually he likes to sit back and just relax and let the race come to him, but he's just been aggressive from the get-go. He's been on it since lap 1.
Well, he won here, as I stated just a few minutes ago when they came here in April. Look at the slide job there. And it did not work. Adam slid up the track, opened the door, and that's what I was saying. It wasn't over yet. My Auto reclaims the lead. He won here in April, and he wants to win here tonight and punch his lotto ticket to the championship round in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
3 weeks.
Oh, yeah, because they take a week off, don't they?
Yeah, Thanksgiving's next Thursday, so they won't be here next Thursday. And then it'll be ISM 2 weeks from now, and then 3 weeks from tonight will be the championship at Homestead.
Wow. I don't know what I'm going to do for Thanksgiving week, because everybody's going to be taking the week off, and I'm just going to be sitting here doing nothing.
I'm going to Busch Gardens with Brittany and the kids. We did it last Thanksgiving. That's what we're doing again this Thanksgiving.
Although, there is one race happening next during Thanksgiving week, and that will be Top Fuel Racing going to Brands Hatch for the both European Grand Prix.
Yep.
Yeah, so make sure you tune in for that one. That's probably the only race that's going to be broadcast on Bofa Broadcasting that week.
And ironically, that's the first time we've ever run the day before Thanksgiving. We usually take that day off, but due to that ordeal that went down, that was, well, them supposedly going to take iRacing down on Halloween, then they pushed it back. Well, I had already canceled the race, and I wasn't going to be doing a bunch of flip-flopping, so we just took a week off. We needed a week off anyway to let some things simmer down, and so, yeah, for the first time ever, we're going to run the day before Thanksgiving. In Europe, no less.
Didn't simmer down for me. I still got killed at Iowa. Anyway.
I was lucky.
Yeah.
Just very lucky.
And you got the W last night, so you got to be happy about that anyway, so.
That was a tough one last night. Let me tell you what, man. That's my auto's feeling that right now. That's how I felt all night last night with that IR18. Dude, I'll tell you what, the draft is humongous. In the DW12, the draft was 0.6. If you were any further back than 0.6, you were out of the draft, and in dirty air, the guy was going to just pull away from you. And last night, man, I had him all the way back to the 1.2 mark, which is where it's at with the IR18, and I just could never push him to the 1.3. And it was brutal, man, because the next thing you know, they're 0.4, 0.5 back, using that huge draft and them long straightaways.
Yeah.
Right now, that's what my auto's feeling. He can't get rid of Adam Baker. No matter what he does, Baker won't go away. And here he comes. Yeah. Baker putting a move on again. My auto way up near the wall. Is going to get a big run off the corner, but he's going to lose the lead. Didn't get enough momentum through the corner, lost the lead. Baker get a huge run, too. Look at this. My auto's not going to be able to fight back this time.
I think my auto might have lost the tyres because Baker's pulling away at a huge rate. Already half a second up the road now. Meanwhile,
I imagine we'll be seeing these guys make a pit stop. Remember, Sammy, they all made a green flag stop. So I imagine that will probably be coming soon for Mr. My Auto. And look at Baker way back up the track again, allowing My Auto to reel him back in here. So at least he closed in the gap. But, yeah, I would expect to see these guys coming down pit road soon.
Yeah, as Jay Felton is in trouble. Oh, Jay Felton making an early pit stop, actually. Jay Felton, the first man to blink. He's already one lap down. And he's just coming down to pit road now. Andrew Melvin also down pit road. So green flag pit stops are underway right now, Scott.
Right on. Yeah, here comes Baker, it looks like. Nope. Looked like he was getting off the hammer there to come to pit road, but it was just the angle of the camera.
But Hatchell's coming down, though.
I'd imagine we'll be seeing My Auto here soon. He's getting reeled in by Samard. And I'm sure he's going to realize, you know, the moment here, realize he needs tires. And there's no sense in waiting because they're only racing a lap 90.
Yeah, so we've got Seth Hatchell and Mike Eames down on pit road right now. Mike Eames still standing in for Braden Johnson in that number 3 True Grit machine as he overshoots his pit box. We've not really spoken much about Mike Eames tonight. Yeah, so he's taking the number 3 car from Braden Johnson for the remainder of the season.
What happened to Braden Johnson?
He decided to take some time off after being knocked out of the chase.
Oh, wow. Well, hopefully we'll see him back next season.
Hopefully.
Old Dale.
So Adam Baker is clutching it through the corner, so he knows it's time to go for for new tyres and fuel. Mayato not backing off through the corners, that's why he's able to stay with him more or less.
Sammy, you'll have to make me a Dale Earnhardt IR18 scheme for next season.
That can be
It'll
arranged.
be an easy one for you.
That can be arranged.
To go along with that other one that we were talking about.
Misfits.
Another easy one for you. Yep. The updated version. That was for my first championship season in 2015 when the DW12 was brand new, or had only been around for a little while anyway.
Yeah, it's
Now it's extinct.
I am having a problem with the Misfits paint scheme. I'm trying to get it lined up properly. The green and the black, I'm trying to figure out how to do it the same way I did it with the DW12. You see Jay Felton just breezed by Lupe Gonzalez like on those fresh tires.
Yep, and these guys are still out there too. I'm surprised the leaders are still out there giving up all that time to these guys.
There goes Hatchell as well. We're still waiting for Adam Baker, Keith Mayato, and Chris Samar to bring it down. Lupe Gonzalez, Shane Papalo, and Kurt Davidson have yet to bring it down. So we've only had 4 cars take fresh tyres and fuel right now. And there's no battles going on because Baker's just flat checked out right now.
I imagine we'll be seeing these guys very soon.
Yep, and Chris Samard is closing in on Mayato. Mayato's tyres have fallen off the cliff, it seems, because he is being reeled in by everybody behind him now.
And here comes Felton and Melvin. Oh, and Felton on the line. He stacked him up there. Boy, that was close. Melvin's going to get by. Felton about stepped on everybody's junk right there, but man, good save.
God, you've got to have big feet for that one.
It's like Big Show walking through.
Oh, the great Carly.
Yeah. Wouldn't want to get stepped on by either one of them guys.
Yep, as Adam Baker goes up the track and lets them by. Lets them get their lap back. As problems for Mayato! Having to chase it up the track there with those old tyres. Has to back out of it. And lets Chris Samard by.
Yeah, he needs to come to pit road.
And he's not bringing it down. He's going to let Chris Samard by. He's going to try and run it until it's on fumes by the looks of things.
I guess they think they can make it. That's what I was saying earlier. If they were short just a couple laps. I guess that's why Lupe was giving it the old college try. But I'm thinking these guys think they can make it.
We've got 13 laps to go, though. That's going to be a tough ask. But Lupe did it, so why can't these guys do it? Problem is, they've got 4 drivers that are on fresher tyres. Going to be chasing them down, though, so that's going to be interesting to see if they can go round and catch up. With the 12 laps that are remaining, I don't think they will, though. That's the problem. Andrew Melvin leading that little pack there. Seth Hatchell just getting by Jay Felton now. Dives in on the inside of the 9 and takes away that 8th place, though. And that is the 2nd place of the new tired guys. The Hatchell, crucial move there on Jay Felton, Scott.
Yep. Trying to get every point he can as the stage is getting close to coming to an end. So every point's going to matter for Seth Hatchell.
And Jay Felton trying to make his way back around, but not going to make it work this time round, as you can see them coming out of turn 4. And I did promise you guys to crank it up, Cam, and I will give you that once we go back to green in the 3rd stage. But for now,
yeah, no point in it now.
No, they're way too spread out. It looks like Adam Baker, unless the wheels fall off it or he makes a mistake in pit road, if he goes to pit road, might be in with a shot of winning this one. You can hear him clutching it through the corners. Though it looks like Chris Samard is slowly starting to reel him in as Mahato makes another mistake going through 3 and 4. Drifts up the track and nearly gets into the wall going through turn 4. As there goes Mike Eames around him.
I'll just keep an eye on the times here and see if Samard is slowly reeling him in. It's hard to tell with the naked eye. If he is, it's ever so slowly. And he's running out of laps to get it done. We'll have 8 full laps left until they throw the caution for the end of stage 2.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he clipped about a 1.5 or a 1/10 off there on that lap, so he is reeling him in.
Absolutely. Just going to go to the live chat here as we've got 3 people in the live chat right now. Thomas Baker saying go 48. One Miss Brittany Epke saying thank you Scott and Sam for the birthday wishes. You're very welcome.
You're welcome, honey.
And Joe Mitchell asking how's it going, guys? Be much better if you were out on track, Joe.
What's up, Joe? Yeah, Joe. Where you been, bud? Ain't seen you for a while.
I miss seeing the number 18 Snickers car out there. The Kyle Busch tribute.
Representative.
Yeah. As the gap now between Chris Samard and Adam Baker, 1.3 seconds. It did go up a bit, but that's because Chris Samard can't find a way by. He's having a bit of trouble with Mike Eames in front of him.
And they're slowly reeling in Baker here. He's 1.1 back now. So he's reeling him in. I just don't think he's going to get there. He might. This lap car here, he may have a big say in all this.
Yep, that's Mike Eames there, just trying to make his way past Adam Baker, and he does.
It's going to cost him time. It's going to allow Samar to get a little closer here. Does he have enough time to get to him and get by him?
Well, the gap's coming down even more. The gap is 0.6 of a second as they cross the line. We've got 5 laps left of the stage. I think Samard has got plenty of time to get up to him. Question is, can he get around him?
That's the thing. When you get to him, can you get around him? You have to give him the bumper, maybe.
As the great Murray Walker once said, catching is one thing, passing is completely another.
Yeah. 4 to go until the end of the stage, and Samard Wigley there coming out of 4. He's giving it all she's got right now, Captain.
Yeah.
Ooh, and look at Baker. Loses a lot of momentum. He's all over him now. Yeah, it's just a matter of time now, I think.
Samard looking to win stage 2 here, and he's got himself in the catbird seat. Dives it to the inside. Baker's got nothing for him.
Maybe.
Coming out of turn 4. Oh, Baker getting a run on the outside there. They're going to be side by side as they come the line. And give that lap to Chris Samard.
Yeah, and he's got it now. He's got the inside line coming in through 1 and 2 here, and he should be able to win this battle. There he goes. And that's going to be the stage right there. I don't think Baker's going to have enough to get back by him.
Yeah, meanwhile, here comes Keith Mayato as well. He's starting to reel them in as well. So if Baker's not careful, he could lose 2 spots here to both of the teammates as they come out of 4. Mayato's even closer now. So Baker could be in a bit of trouble here, Scott.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, you know, in the 3rd stage, the extent of Adam's tire run was about the extent of the fuel run. They'll hit a little earlier than what that would be in that final stage. But, man, long run. Keith Mayato showing why we call him Jaws.
Yep.
Samard as well, man.
Jaws teammate.
Jaws Jr.
You might resent that remark, but anyway.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
Joe Mitchell replied to our question as to why he's not here tonight. His computer's bust.
Oh, yeah, that definitely plays a role, and they're not cheap to fix.
Nope. So
here we come, coming to the flag. It's going to be Samard. Ooh, look at this, and Mayato way up the track on Baker, trying to get around him for 2nd place to end this stage, but Baker's going to hold him off. Samard's going to win the 2nd stage here at Texas.
Yep, so Samard taking stage 2 here. And that's really going to work in his favour. Adam Baker just holding on for second place. Let's go through our finishing order in stage 2. That's not going to be the one. That's the one. As Christian Marr takes away stage 2, Adam Baker comes in second place. Mayato, winner of stage 1, finishes 3rd. Shane Papala 4th. Lupe Gonzalez 5th. Kurt Davidson in 6th. Seth Hatchell in 7th. Felton in 8th. Andrew Melvin 9th. And Mike Eames is 10th and last car running. Well, we are going to step away for another caution of our own here. And take a breath of fresh air as we are going to go to a commercial break, and we're going to hear from our good friends at the iRacing Esports Network. That's not them, is it?
And he hits him again now. Ray Alfala into the outside wall.
He's going to pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's going to get them all done with. What amazing
lead to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is going to touch in. Pit press. Sideways. What a save.
Look to the outside as Trunkgate goes off. De Jong into second place.
Going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
He's trying, there's contact though.
slide left of the racetrack. Chris Venner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact.
He's going to try and make the move around the outside the parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cutback here. Get the run out the parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Makashube, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
We're back live here at Texas. We're about to get the final stage underway here. As it looks like Chris Samar going to lead them to the green here. Not sure what happened in the pit stops, but Chris Samar and Shane Papala are going to lead us back to the green here. Shane Papala moving up to second place. That wasn't expected as we wait for the pace car to make that hard left turn. And we are going to be underway for the final time. Well, for the final stage here as Chris Samar gets us going. As while they're going, we're going to go straight to a crank it up cam here. And Scott, are you ready? We're going to crank it up.
Crank it up. Oh, we got one wreck.
Yeah.
Shane Papala. No caution. No caution. We stay green. No caution.
Yeah, that's just interrupted the crank it up cam. Let's go back and watch what happened to Shane Papala there. You see him right behind Keith Moyato. Got on the apron and sideswipes the wall. And luckily that, again, yeah, that does not bring out a caution because he didn't stop. He actually kept him rolling and rolled back into it. Got some serious right side damage now, though.
Yeah, he might have been better off just bringing that thing to a stop so the caution when it came out. That's unfortunate, man. That's untimely for him. He's down there tied with Lupe for that 6th spot. And they were quite a bit of points back, 11 back of the final transfer spot. And this is definitely not going to help Papala at all. He's got some heavy right side damage, especially on that right front.
Yeah, and that's going to put him seriously on the back foot when we go to Phoenix in 2 weeks. He's going to be praying for a win at ISM.
We got a battle for the lead up here, Sammy.
Yeah.
Adam Baker trying to make a move on Chris Samar. Samar trying to hold him off, but Baker's going to make it happen. We got a new leader.
Yeah, Baker back to the point here as he makes a move on Chris Samar and gets his way back to the lead here at Texas. And Chris Samar's not going to be happy because this is the second time in 2 weeks he's had to look at the back end of that number 48 machine.
Yeah, but Samar's good on that long run.
Here's my auto stuck behind Seth Hatchell. Hatchell having one hell of a restart there and moving up to 3rd place. Remember, Shane Papala restarted this race in 2nd place, and that must be heartbreaking, especially considering where he restarted to start the 3rd stage.
Yeah, that's just a tough deal right there. Bad timing.
Yeah.
Literally just horrible timing.
And all it took was a wheel on the apron as well. And I did say earlier in the broadcast that that one wheel on the apron down there in turn 2 will hurt you. When I mentioned that about Seth Hatchell, and it definitely did that to Shane Papala, as he's now 13 seconds off the pace and he's just crawling it around the track right now. Meanwhile, back at this battle for the lead, Samad still not letting Adam Baker get away, and behind them, Hatchell not able to get away from Keith Moyato. Moyato's still keeping him honest right there.
Still a long way to go, though. 53 laps left in this stage. We will get a green flag pit stop somewhere in the middle of this thing. But a long way to go. A lot could happen. We could still get some cautions before the end of this thing. We have not had a caution all night due to an actual accident. We've had 2 stage cautions, but that's it. But we could still get some sort of accident before this thing's over. You know the racing's going to ramp up. Somebody can make a mistake. You saw Papalo just make a mistake just a minute ago. We should have got a caution, but we didn't. But it could still happen.
Yeah. And I'm predicting we might have 2 pit stops in this because they can't go like more than 25 laps without a pit stop.
No, they'll be able to make it at least 30 laps or so. So before they make their stop, they'll be able to make it on 1 stop.
Yeah, and we see Keith Beato opting for that high line. That is a tyre saving manoeuvre there. Not going to stop him though. He's going to try the. I can talk tonight, I promise. As he's going to try the high line on Hatchell. Didn't make it work this time. Coming out of turn 2, is he going to try and make the move this time around? As here comes Chris Samard to the inside of Adam Baker. Baker shuts the door in his face.
Yeah, he did. He's still there though. He's right there.
Yep. So Samard not letting Baker get away, and Samard looks like the man that's got the faster car underneath him right now, as he's really putting the number 48 under pressure right now. As we are on lap 106 of 55 here at Texas. This race has gone by very quickly.
Yeah, that's what happens when you keep it green.
Keep it clean, keep it green.
Well, a lot of wasted time when you get a lot of cautions because you're just slowly pacing around the track. Like last night, you know, each one of those cautions per lap is 2 minutes. So you get 3 or 4 laps, it's 6 to 8 minutes worth of pacing in real life time per caution.
Yeah, that's it. Goes Chris Samard again. Did take a look, but he wasn't going to make the move that time. Bit too far back there for the 77. Samard really desperate to get back ahead of Baker right now.
They're working on him.
Yep, they're already 1.6 seconds to the good ahead of Seth Hatchell, who's still under pressure from Keith Maiato. Maiato not really doing anything to try and get past Hatchell. I think he's just using the draft to save his tyres right now.
Setting him up with a Keith Maiato special, and here it comes. About to serve it up. Cold.
Yep, and Hatchell just makes sushi out of him.
Man.
Full of puns tonight. Meanwhile, Jay Felton running by himself right now.
Maiato big wiggle coming off the corner that time. Maiato giving it everything she's got right now, but he just cannot get by Hatchell.
No, and going back to Jay Felton, just running on his own right now. Just shy of a second behind Keith Maiato, and 1.1 seconds to the good ahead of Andrew Melvin. So all this clean air for Jay Felton might help him in the long run here. So not bad position to be in for this man.
Yeah, he's just been accumulating stage points all night long. Just trying to get out of here with the best finish he can. He wants to come home with a top 5, obviously, but just wants to get out of here with the best finish he can and not get caught up in any kind of ordeals that's going to put him in a bad spot and put him on the outside looking in. But Seth has accumulated a couple stage points on him tonight, so he has closed the gap a little bit between him and Felton already. And he's 2 cars ahead of him now, so that's even more stage points.
Yeah, and we're just focusing on a battle between Gonzalez and Melvin. Gonzalez just got around the 88. So Lupe Gonzalez starting to make a move now. Tried to make a strategy work earlier, didn't work out for him in that occasion. Just sitting back now in P6 right now. 1.5 seconds to the deficit behind Jay Felton. Back to the battle for the lead though. Chris Samard still not letting Adam Baker get away. The gap is a bit bigger than it was before though. But I'm guessing Samard's just regrouping for another attack here.
Wow. Maiato run all the way up near the wall. Maiato was going to the outside, and Hatchell came up the track too, and it pushed Maiato all the way out near the wall. Woo! Man. My auto down near that line. He definitely, it definitely made his car unhappy there. Does not want to touch that line.
Yeah, that's only going to piss him off, though.
Here he goes, making the move on Hatchell.
Yeah, you just can't seem to get that bottom line to work. And I did mention earlier, if you go right to the bottom, it's not going to. That middle to high line is going to be the favourable line. And Hatchell proving that there as they go through the tri-oval and into turn 1 and still making it work there. Actually, Hatchell opted for the bottom line this time round as he defended from the 0-9. As that's going to work in Mayata's favour. Mayata's going to try the outside pass here. As Mayata's drifting towards the wall. Almost hitting the wall there, and he's lost a lot of momentum there to Hatchell. Hatchell retains the position because of a bold move there by Mayata. Mayata's getting really, really desperate behind Hatchell as he's going to make the move now. And he's
frustrated.
Yeah. As he's not quite clear. He's got the clear now. And he gets it. He finally gets it up to 3rd place.
Man, he had to work for that, but you could tell he wanted it too, because my auto usually doesn't drive crazy like that. Man, he's out there driving the wheels off that thing right now.
Yeah. As Hatchell's still trying to find a way past, and he's going to try the bottom line as it comes through the tri-oval. Not going to make it work this time. Mayata got the favourable line for the corner, but Hatchell's still going to keep it wound up on the bottom of the track as they come out of 2. Mayata's still going to hold on to the position. Hatchell has to back off and file in behind him. Meanwhile, back at the front.
Not yet. Oh, there he goes. Oh, not yet, because Mayata drifting way up the track.
Gets a better slingshot off of turn 4, though.
There he's got him. He's doing everything he can to hold him off right now. I'm impressed with how Seth Hatchell is able to hold on right now. Here comes Jay Felton. All this racing going on between these two has allowed Jay Felton to close in, and he's reeling these guys in now. And this is a big deal for Seth Hatchell because he just lost 1 spot to Mayata, and he definitely does not want to fall behind Jay Felton here because that's who he's chasing for that final transfer spot. And they only got 1 race left. And he was 8 points back coming in. As I mentioned a couple minutes ago, he's clipped off a couple points due to finishing in front of Felton in the stages. But he cannot lose another spot here, especially to Felton.
Not at all, and Felton is closing in. He's got that gap under half a second now. Mayata's actually checked out from Hatchell. I wonder if Hatchell's...
There goes Samard.
Yeah, Samard's going to take the lead here as well while we're talking about that. Samard making the move and now moves up to the point again. Can Baker...
He got him.
Yeah, he's back up to the lead. And Baker going to try everything he can to try and get back past him, but... Wow, there's so many battles going on. I know this is a short field, but the battles going on right now are just unbelievable.
Yeah, well, they're out there racing for a championship. This ain't just a race. This is an entire year's worth of work of getting to this point. And, yeah, there only maybe on 12 that showed up. But 8 of these guys have been here all season long and worked to be here. And one of them wants to be the champion, so they're driving like it. Yeah, and it's good to see that. Even with the short car count, it's good for the integrity of the league that the guys that are here compete for the title are here and racing their asses off.
Mayata wants to retain his championship. Remember, he is the reigning and defending champion.
Ooh, Baker, a little wiggly there.
Yeah, I wonder if the tyres are starting to fall off Baker's car. That's probably why he gave up the first place in the first place.
We know what you mean.
Yeah.
I think we'll be seeing these guys come to pit road here in the next 5 to 10 laps.
Well, we've already had one man drop to pit road, and that was Kurt Davidson. He's just coming out of pit road now. The one man already taking it pit side. Question is, when will the rest of the field bring it down? And we know these guys are going to try and stretch it out as far as they can because they did it on the second stage, and it worked to perfection for one man. That was Chris Samard, who's now leading this race again.
Yeah, but it makes sense to split the stage in half.
Yeah.
Or maybe run a couple extra, depending on what everybody else does, run a couple extra laps and cut the back half a little shorter. But you'll definitely be seeing them here in the next 5 to 7 laps or so.
Yeah, and Adam Baker running on the ragged edge to try and get up to the back of Chris Samard again. Not going to make it work at the moment. Meanwhile, there is no battles going on. There's still the battle between Andrew Melvin and Lupe Gonzalez still going on for that 6th spot. They've been kind of lockstep for the last 10 to 20 laps now. As here comes Melvin to the inside of Gonzalez. Gonzalez going to the high side. And Melvin going to take away 6th place there very easily from Gonzalez.
That's not good for Lupe.
No, it looks...
He needed points tonight, and he's not getting them.
Yeah, all the feel good off those tyres. Yeah, I think he's just lost all the goodie off those tyres racing with Melvin for as long as he has.
He took a gamble in that first stage. It didn't really pay off. He picked up 1 spot out of the deal, but it didn't pay off like he would have liked.
Yeah, and unfortunately, he's been on the back foot ever since. And he's struggling down there in the latter half of the top 10 as Lupe Gonzalez is actually going to bring a pit side now.
Probably a good call.
Yeah. There goes Mike Eames to around him. So Eames now up to P7. Then Pipala still struggling around the track despite that damage on his car. He's going to move up ahead of Lupe Gonzalez. He's still got a bit of speed in that 89, you know. Despite all that damage, he fell all the way as far behind as he did because of that wreck in the first place. But still able to keep some decent speed in that 89 and is not out of this just yet. Meanwhile, back at the front, this battle is still raging on for the lead here, Scott, between Samad and Baker. Baker not letting Samad get away at all.
Yeah, and don't look now, but somebody's reeling these guys in, doing a little fishing, if you know what I mean.
Da-da. Da-da. No. Marta's in pit road now. Oh, Marta almost loses it into pit road. Wow. Not what you want to do there, sir. So green flag pit stops are underway, and Keith Mayata, the first one out of the big guys at the front to blink there, Scott. I wonder if this is going to work in his favour later in the race. He's going to try and get the jump on these guys.
Well, it depends on how long these guys stay out there. If these guys stay out there for a little while, it might work out for them. Here comes Baker, though. Baker's coming in now. At least Samard out on the track by himself. I would expect to see Chris Samard next time by.
Oh, Baker spins it! Baker spun into pit road!
Wow, that's huge. That's going to bail Samard out. It'll come down to Samard my auto now because this is green flag. No caution. I expect Samard this time.
I'm wondering if Baker's going to get a penalty for unsafe pit entry as well.
He might have.
Let's take a look.
Here comes Chris Samard. Hopefully he gets her woed down. Ooh.
Just about.
He was carrying a lot of speed there. I hope he didn't get caught speeding.
Yeah, Seth Hatchell stays out and takes the lead. And he gets the bonus point for leading a lap now. That's going to help him with his battle with Jay Felton, who's already been in pit road, by the way. He's on his way out now. But Adam Baker really, really putting pay to his race. He didn't get the penalty in the end, so good for him in that one. But that spin really has hurt his race now.
Yeah, and I'm just watching now to see if Samar got himself a speeding penalty. No, he did not. Down on the way off the jack and rolling. Here comes the 77 coming out, looking at trying to get that dub tonight.
Yeah, as Kurt Davidson's going to find his way by him, though. And
here comes my auto. My auto ain't far behind.
Yeah, and Samad's up to speed, more or less.
And here comes his teammate, Keith Mayato, reeling him in. And Mayato's likely going to go driving on by. Nope, Samard got that thing going, man. Wow, look at that. He might be able to hold him off.
He will, because Samad's on fresher tyres as well. So
Seth Hatchell coming out watching everybody just drive on by.
Yep. I think the only person who's going to beat out of pit road might be Adam Baker. And it will be, because wow, I'm still shocked about Baker throwing it all away like he has.
That's going to actually help some of these other guys. That, you know, by him falling back as far as he has, that gives a spot to everybody else that's moved up a spot now. So that could be a difference in the championship somewhere.
Yeah, and speaking of moving up spots, Shane Pipala is your new leader. He has a bonus point for leading a lap, so that's going to help him, but that damage on his car is not going to help him at all.
Nope. And by Baker falling back also, Sammy, just to touch on Adam Baker a little more, you know, winning the race is an automatic ticket to the championship. So he will not take that away from somebody tonight if this stays green.
And as it stands right now, that man right there, Chris Simard, is in the catbird seat as he's already almost a second to the good ahead of Keith Mayato. So with 25 laps to go, you got to say Chris Simard is really going to be the man to beat here before the checkered flag comes out.
So right now, yes, Papala is coming to pit road, so he gives up the lead to Chris Simard. Simard has reclaimed the lead. And yes, Sam, I agree with you. He is the man to beat, but you can't ever rule out Keith Mayato. Nor can you ever rule out something happening and a caution coming out and bunching these guys all back up. Then it's anybody's game again.
Yeah, and a surprise position change here. Lupe Gonzalez is up to 3rd place. After all that.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
After it's all shaken out, Lupe Gonzalez up to 3rd place. Andrew Melvin up to 4th, but is under massive pressure from Jay Felton. And Felton's in a prime position right now. If he gets by Melvin, he's going to be 3 spots ahead. And he will get by Melvin. He's going to be 3 spots ahead of Hatchell. And that's going to put Hatchell even more on the back foot. And he's not far behind Gonzalez either. So Jay Felton looking for a top 3 here. He's on newer tyres than Gonzalez as well, I might add.
And that's the kind of run Felton's been looking for.
Yeah, I think he's
couldn't have come at a better time either. It cooled off a little bit here in the recent weeks, so good to see Jay getting his wheels back underneath him.
He's just been taking this time to get used to the new car as well, I think. If you're not the Chris Simard and the Alan Bakers of the world, I mean, the rest of the guys probably taking a bit more time to get used to the new Camaro. I know it's been out since September, but new cars like this do take a bit of time to get used to. I mean, I've driven the Camaro. I drove it at Talladega a couple of weeks back, and it is a much different car compared to the SS. So
yeah, I still haven't bought it.
The Camaro's a beast. I love it. Anyway, Lupe Gonzalez falls to 4th place. Felton now up to 3rd place after breezing by the 53. So Felton now 4 spots ahead of Seth Hatchell. And that is really going to help Felton in the long run here, Scott.
Yeah, Jay looking good right now, but he's got to take care of those tires. That's the important thing. You go out there and smoke up the tires, and you'll just fall like a stone in the ocean.
Yep.
That's what Simard's trying to do right now, trying to take care of those tires. He knows who's back there lurking in 2nd place. The tire conservative himself.
That with a spot in the championship race at stake, you know teammates and team orders go completely out the window. But
yep, that's what I was talking about earlier. He might be your teammate, but that don't mean you're going to race him any differently.
And here it is.
He sure as hell ain't going to do it now.
Keith Mayato's just taken 0.2 of a second out of Chris. Keith Mayato's just taken 0.2 of a second out of Chris Simard's time. So Keith Mayato, just on 18 laps to go now, starting to turn up the wick a bit now, Scott, as he's going to try and reel in his prey.
Well, now's the time to do it. If you're going to do it, now's the time to start doing it. Start getting in within that 20 to go, man. They start going quick.
Yeah, and if anybody
when you're in the lead, man, they feel like they're the longest laps of all time. They feel like running 2 laps equals 1.
As Chris Simard responds by setting a lap time 9/900th of a second faster than Mayato. So Chris Simard knows that Mayato's going faster, so Simard goes faster himself. So good back and forth here when it comes to lap pace right now.
And you know these guys don't want to see a caution. They want to settle this under green flag conditions. We have yet to have a caution due to an accident or any kind of incident, for that matter, other than stages ending. So we want to see it finish under green. You know these guys do. It's likely to do just that.
Meanwhile, a bit further back, we've got a 3-car battle here for 4th place. As Lupe Gonzalez, Seth Hatchell and Andrew Melvin all duking it out for that spot, as Gonzalez just holding on. Here comes Hatchell to the inside of Melvin. And Hatchell on the move now. He's seeing Jay Felton get away, and he wants to make as much ground up as possible, but he's not having it in all his own way, as these guys are just not letting him have it at all.
Yeah, no, not giving him nothing. And that's the way it should be. That's racing, man. You don't want anybody to be giving you nothing. It's one thing if your teammate gives up a spot to you or whatever because team orders, but if they're not a part of your team, man, they're not going to give you much, and that's the way it should be.
As Hatchell moves by Lupe Gonzalez and moves his way up to 4th place now. The chase is on. Can Hatchell close the gap between himself and Jay Felton? The tyre strategy suggests he can because he's 2 laps. He's got 2 lap fresher tyres than Jay Felton. But with 14 laps to go, has he got enough time to catch him? The gap is 2.6 seconds right now.
Guess we're going to find out.
Absolutely.
You know Jay's watching, and he needs to turn his relative off. Jay does.
Yeah. That's what I need to start doing as well.
Oh, yeah, I highly recommend it. I don't watch mine no more, but if you have a problem watching your relative, and in the closing laps, you know, depending on where we're at, I might turn it off.
When you talk about these guys not wanting to see a caution, I know you wanted that. I know you didn't want to see a caution last night, but I had to be that guy.
Well, supposedly Damon Martinez says he had enough fuel to make it, but I wasn't buying it because I knew how many laps you could make by yourself out there, and he's telling me he could go 2 over that and that he was going to make it, and I don't know. So I don't know how it would have ended had we not gotten a caution, but it worked out either way.
Yep. Just as you said that, Chris Samard has responded in a huge way compared to Keith Mayato. The gap between Mayato and Samard is 2.3 seconds now. Samard has responded, and Samard wants this more than Mayato, but it seems.
Yeah, it seems like Samard was just saving his tires when Mayato was reeling him in, and Chris looks like the one to beat. Let me tell you what, man. Samard was right there last night, and he drove his ass off last night, and I felt the pressure from Chris all night long last night. And there was one time in that race, you know, when we were pitting there at the end where Chris wanted me to work with him and try to catch up to Damon. That was when I knew that Damon had pitted so early and wasn't going to make it on fuel, but I couldn't tell Chris that. I didn't want to let the cat out of the bag, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But that's when Damon was saying he could make it, and I was like, Damon's a hell of a salesman.
Yeah.
Talking about saving 2 full laps, or at least a lap and a half of fuel as the leader at Pocono. With no lap cars anywhere within miles.
Yeah. I mean, you're a multi-time Top Fuel Racing world champion, so you know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, he was saving fuel. I'm not going to say he wasn't, but I don't know. I think he would have had to have, you know, there's no way I don't think he would have been able to challenge me once we got there. But like I said, it worked out either way. But my point was Chris Samard, he wanted to be there last night. He wanted me to work with him to get caught back up to Damon. But I knew, you know, Damon had pitted a little early, and, you know, I told him afterwards. So Chris is hungry tonight. He wants this win, and they're going to have to take it from him.
Yep. As he's setting lap times 1 over a tenth of a second faster than Keith Mayato per lap right now. I just want to focus in on a battle between Andrew Melvin and Lupe Gonzalez. These guys cannot be separated right now. They've not been able to be separated throughout the whole race. They're fighting for the lower positions in the top 10 now. They're battling for 6th place after Adam Baker, who's on a big recovery drive right now, moves his way back up to the top 5. He's in 5th place. But Andrew Melvin and Lupe Gonzalez not able to be separated right now. That's only hurting Gonzalez, though, as he is now... he's one of the last chase drivers to be back there. He's got Shane Papala right behind him, but Papala ultimately a lap down. And the other chase driver, Ron Holyfield, is already out of this race. So Gonzalez, Papala and Holyfield, they're going to have a mountain to climb next week at Phoenix.
Yeah. They'll all be pretty much almost mathematically eliminated. Seth Hatchell is going to be the one that's, you know, he's going to be clinging. he's going to need a monstrous day or a monstrous night next Thursday night to be able to make it to Homestead if this holds up and Jay Felton winds up stealing this third place tonight. And I shouldn't say steal because Jay has had one of his best drives of the season and definitely the best drive we've seen in a while from Jay. So good job by him. When it counts, he's stepping up to the plate, flexing the muscle.
Yeah, and we kept on saying he needs to put the Hooters scheme back on the car, but the scheme seems to be working well for him.
And I'll be honest, if he makes the championship, he was kind of a dark horse, man. He didn't really have much of a season. It wasn't until there late in the season when he really poured it on, and he raced his way into the chase by a lot of those finishes he had in the last 10 races or so. So he did a hell of a job down the stretch. But he was more of a dark horse, so pretty exciting to see a guy like that be able to race his way all the way to Homestead.
Yeah, if he makes it,
if he can make it,
if he makes it to Homestead, he's going to be the Joey Logano at the top of the top four. The guy.
Well, let's hope he doesn't go out there and Logano anybody.
Meanwhile, back at the front, Chris Samard has got a 2.6 second lead over Keith Mayato when we are 3 laps to go here at Texas. Chris Samard is in the catbird seat, as I keep saying, and he is looking good for his second win. Only his second win of the season. His last win was all the way back at the first time we went to Richmond was back in the first half of the season. So Chris Samard been looking forward to this win since then, and with 2 laps to go, he can see it. He can pretty much taste it right now as the popsicle sticks come out, Scott.
Just needs the old internet to hold up for a couple more laps. That's another thing. You start getting into these closing laps, you start thinking about everything that can go wrong. Damn computer better hold up. The internet, everything. The power. Yeah,
I mean, to be fair though, since he had that internet problem back at Watkins Glen, I believe it was, he's not really had any problems since. So he must have got something fixed there. As the white flag comes out, Chris Samard crosses the line. There is the white flag, and he's just been in control since the end of stage 2. Had that huge battle with Adam Baker, only for Adam Baker to throw it away in the pit stops and spin in pit road, but had a bit of a challenge from his teammate Keith Mayato, but Keith Mayato seems to have faded away. Now 3.2 seconds, but through turns 3 and 4 comes Chris Samard. His first win since Richmond is going to come now. He can see the line, and Chris Samard is going to Homestead.
Keith Mayato is going to finish second, and how about Jay Felton? He's going to finish third on the podium. He's going to push Hatchell back to 4th. And that's the way they're going to finish. Hatchell is going to be up against the wall going into Phoenix here in a couple weeks. Adam Baker rounds out your top 5 tonight. Good job by Adam recovering. He was definitely a contender to win this race until that moment coming onto pit road there under green flag stops, but recovered nicely. Still earns a top 5 out of it. He's already punched his ticket, so he'll be at Homestead. But Chris Samard, the story of the night, he punches his ticket. He'll be joining Baker. 2 more spots to decide, and we'll see in a couple weeks at Phoenix who will get that 3rd and final lotto ticket.
Absolutely, and with that, we are going to go straight. Actually, we're going to let them burn that down first. Firstly, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. We'll be back with our interviews in just a couple of minutes. Don't go anywhere.
And he hits him again now. Rayon Fowler into the outside wall.
Going to pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's going to get them all done with. What amazing
lead to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is going to touch in. Pit press.
Saved it.
What a save.
Look to the outside as Tronke goes off. De Jong into 2nd place.
Going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's Howley down to the inside.
He's trying this contact though.
slide left of the racetrack. Chris Venner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that 2nd spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact.
He's going to try and make the move around the upset the Paravolca. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cutback here. Get the run out the Paravolca. That's beautifully done there by Kashuba. There's a little bit of door banging as well.
And we are back live here at Texas. There is your race winner, Mr. Chris Samard. We're going to go straight to the interviews, and I'm going to speak to our third place finisher. That is Mr. Jay Felton, and he's with me here in the booth. Jay, a hard-fought race for you here tonight, and with a third place here tonight, that's going to put you in the catbird seat going into Phoenix in 2 weeks.
I'm not sure about that. We got 2 winners, so there are only 2 spots left. I think it's going to be really hard to get in on points, but we'll see how it plays out.
Absolutely, but you have extended your points lead over Seth Hatchell in 4th place as it stands. Samad and Baker were already in the top 4 anyway before they won their races. So you're there anyway. All you need to do is get a good finish and finish ahead of Seth Hatchell at Phoenix, and you'll be in there for Homestead. But let's go back to the race.
I follow you, Sam. I wasn't aware of that. Thanks.
Okay, no worries. But anyway, going back to tonight's race, me and Scott were talking up in the booth. This is arguably your strongest run of the season here at Texas. Just describe how your race went out there tonight.
It was really difficult. I mean, I was so glad it was over. The car drove horribly. And, you know, I'm really not that good in the A car. It's not my favorite car. It's not something that I'm excelling at. But I just get out here and do the best I can with it. But this car was not fun to drive. It was awful.
Yeah, and it did seem a bit of a handful, especially when the tires went off. How was the tires out there? Because they seem to drop off pretty quickly out there. Is that the case?
Absolutely. The tires were falling off real quick. Car was, it was like driving on ice after about 10 to 12 laps, and it just got worse and worse. And, you know, on that second stage, I pitted, and I knew there were guys that were going to stretch that fuel out, but I wasn't going to drive that car for 40 laps. I just didn't want to do it.
Absolutely. Well, you managed to bring it home. You did what you had to do, and you are standing here on the 3rd step of the podium. Looking ahead to in 2 weeks' time, obviously we're taking next week off for Thanksgiving, but in 2 weeks' time we are heading to ISM Speedway. Just give us your thoughts on that, and what do you think you need? Well, we all know what you need to do to get into that top 4. Just stay ahead of Seth Hatchell, right?
That or win the race, but I don't think I've ever raced the A car at that track, so I need to practice. It's what I need to do.
Absolutely. Well, Jay, congratulations on the 3rd place. Is there anybody you'd like to thank for tonight's result?
Yeah, I want to thank y'all. I appreciate the broadcast. I really enjoy watching them. Thank you for doing that for us, Scott and Sam. And I want to thank our sponsors, everybody that's supporting SOMO. We appreciate it. We are very thankful, and we're trying to support you. I want to thank Paul and the administrators.
Okay, Jay, congratulations one more time, and we'll see you in 2 weeks at Phoenix.
Thank you, Sam.
Great job, Jay.
As that was our 3rd place finisher, Mr. Jay Felton, and joining us in the booth now is... Well, joining Scott with us now is Mr. Keith Moyato. Scott.
Keith, you got a copy, buddy? 10-4. Hey, Keith, I know you didn't get the finish that you wanted tonight, man, but, dude, you're sitting pretty good, even though you haven't won a race in this round. You're going to be right there, top guy in the points. You're almost in that championship. How you feeling about that 2nd place finish tonight?
I'm happy with it. Actually, it was nice to finally see, Chris finish ahead of me and win the race. So it was good to see that.
That's another thing. Your teammate's the one that won the race, so you can't be all too sore about it.
No, not too sore. I wish I had a chance to catch him, but I knew he pitted a little later than I did. So when my tires were falling off, he still just had that extra little grip, and I tried. I couldn't get there. The track was completely different than it was in the beginning of the race, and it was hard to pass when I was battling with Seth there. I thought I was about to lose it a few times.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that battle there with Seth. We could tell that that was definitely starting to get a bit frustrating in the sense. We could tell you were making some moves we don't normally see out of you. You were using up all the track out there.
Yeah, well, I saw Chris and Adam starting to pull away, and I'm like, I have to get by him. And I knew as soon as I went on the high side, he knew I was going to start looking all the time, and because I saw him in practice, kind of following what I was doing. So, yeah, he raced hard. He had a little hiccup there on the backstretch. He got loose, and I thought at one moment he was going to go into the wall, and that gave me. He pulled down, which I thought he was just going to stay up against the wall, but he pulled down, and that gave me that shot on the outside. But it was fun. If it was like for the win, it'd be great. But it was a tough battle just to get into third place, and I guess in that last stage.
Well, like I said, it's definitely set you up nicely for a couple weeks from now. Obviously, next Thursday is Thanksgiving. But how you feeling about punching that last lotto ticket and just winning outright, winning the race in Phoenix in a couple weeks?
I'm usually pretty good at Phoenix. I can't remember my result from last time, and I know everything has changed since then. So to win it, right now it's all points now. If I'm in that position to win it, I'll go for it. But at the same time, I have to finish the race and do well on the stages.
That's true. All right, man. Well, you got anybody you want to thank tonight for this second place finish here at Texas?
Yeah, just like congratulate Chris Samar for winning the race. He also put up a practice earlier in the week, so we were able to put some practice in. And yeah, just everyone at SOMO for putting on a great league, and yourself, Scott, and Sam for doing an awesome job tonight at BOFA.
All right, brother. And sorry that I freaked you out last night if my car did something that spooked you.
It always does.
Whatever the hell that means.
I don't know, man. I was on your outside. We had like a car width between us, and all of a sudden I saw your car pop out right on my left front wheel. I was like, whoa, what the heck is that? So I just kind of turned to the right, and mid-corner turning to the right doesn't work. So I put myself on the wall there. But it's weird because I watched the replay, and you didn't move, but I saw your car flicker, which was kind of weird. I just saw it flicker at that moment when I was moving up. So I don't know.
That had to be your internet. That's what I was telling Sam during the broadcast. It's one thing you can't control is the internet. You never know when your internet's just going to get that slight little hiccup and just mess with you.
It could be, yeah. Like it's weird because well, Chris is behind me. Chris said he saw the same thing I saw, so I don't know what he saw through his eyes. But it seems that like when I was behind you, I'd never noticed anything. But as soon as I got on your outside, and like I said, I could see you, but we were so far apart. And then all of a sudden, I see a car flying up like right to my left front, and of course, I reacted to it. And then night was finished.
Snowballed from there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, snowballed from there. I saw what happened afterwards, so that's why I was saying sorry I put you in that spot, man.
Oh, it's not your fault, man. We can blame the internet for that one.
Well, either way, man, good job tonight. I always enjoy racing against you, and I'll see you next Wednesday night.
You as well, guys. Have a good night.
All right, Keith.
As that was our second place finisher, Mr. Keith Mayato, and joining us in the booth right now is probably the happiest man on the planet right now, Chris Samard, finally breaking that duck and getting your first win since Richmond. You got to be absolutely ecstatic about that, especially with booking your ticket into Homestead.
Oh man, this is great. I couldn't believe it. It was tough. It was a long season. It was tough. That first win that I got was kind of a luck win because 2 leaders crashed at Richmond, and I kind of lucked into that win. And I was right on the cusp of winning some of these races, but I just couldn't finish it off. But now I feel it's like a weight lifted off my shoulders, and I'm ready for Phoenix and Homestead. It's too bad that we have a week off before Phoenix, but that's okay.
Absolutely. Well, you've booked your ticket to the big one in 3 weeks' time, Chris. I mean, oh no, Phoenix is probably, you're not going to back off of Phoenix, but that's a given. But you've just got one more race, one more proper competitive race, and you could be champion. Just how does that feel right now?
It feels great. It's kind of surreal. I was kind of kicking myself last year because I was fast last year, but I didn't really make it. I don't think I made it out of the round of 12. But right now, going to the championship, who knows what's going to happen? I'm going to be running for my life. So
Absolutely. Well, let's just go through the race for a second. I mean, pretty mediocre first stage. You'll pretty much admit to that. But second stage, you really took it to the drivers, the other drivers, especially Adam Baker. Kind of caught him off guard there by taking that second stage win. But the third stage, you really came alive and just won it on pit strategy, along with Adam Baker just pretty much stepping on his own junk there. You've got to be happy with how your race went tonight, especially with, obviously.
Yeah, it was pretty. I won't say easy, but it was pretty low key that first stage. I was just trying to feel the car out, and I knew I was pretty fast, but then I couldn't really catch Keith, and then that second stage, we were all saving gas there at the end. It was I was pushing the clutch in. It's kind of weird when you push the clutch in, you don't have that turn in the corner and it goes right up to the wall. You don't want to touch the brakes. You just want to keep it going. And it was pretty weird, but I'm glad I passed Adam, get that extra point, which really doesn't matter anymore. But yeah, that third stage, I don't know about the 48. I thought Adam was the fastest, but I was able to keep my car there and just hound on him lap after lap after lap, and it finally paid off. So
yeah, you could tell you had him under pressure because of that. I'm guessing he was under pressure to try and get out ahead of you because that spinning pit road was probably contributed to that. That put pace at his race for the night, but you definitely controlled it from that point onwards. You managed to get out of pit road right in front of your teammate Keith Mayato and just controlled it from there, and you just seemed to have the car completely underneath you at that point. Is that the right assessment?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, towards the end of the run, it didn't matter if you were first or third or fifth or wherever. It was pretty tough to keep it off the wall and then keep it from spinning out down the straightaway. It got pretty loose there at the end. I wasn't taking it easy by any means. It was tough to get it to the end.
Absolutely. Well, we take a week off next week as we got Thanksgiving. Well, I don't because I'm British, but anyway. But in 2 weeks we head to Phoenix ISM Raceway. It's just going to be a pretty easy. Well, you don't really have to turn up, but we really wish you would because we need bigger fields. But anyway, just going to sit back and relax in that one, or are you just going to go for the win regardless?
Oh, I'm gonna try for the win regardless. I don't really have to push it really hard. I'm gonna try to drive as clean as I can, but I'm gonna try and go for the win. Who knows? I mean, if you back off a little bit and let someone into the chase that you don't want to be in the chase because they're really fast, it kind of hurts you. So I'm not backing off at all. Really, I'm going for the win. So.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on your first win since Richmond and punching your ticket into Homestead. Is there anybody you'd like to thank for tonight's victory?
Yeah, I'd like to thank you guys up in the booth, Scott and Sam. You guys do a great job with the broadcast. I know it's been short fields here, but you guys do a wonderful job. Portside Jaguar, Land Rover, sponsors the league, Coffee, Glitter Mom, Tough City Travel, my wife and son, and my teammate Keith for always racing me clean, racing me hard, pushing me to be a better driver. So,
well, congratulations, Chris. Very happy man tonight, and yeah, we'll see you Wednesday night when we go to Brands Hatch with Top Fuel Racing.
Yes, sir. Well, I will be there. It just depends on. We're having Thanksgiving here at my house the next day, so I got to help get stuff ready. So I'll try my best to make it. I probably will. So.
Okay, Chris, we'll see you then.
Good to see you get a win tonight, Chris.
Yeah, thanks, Scott. It's been a while. I'm happy. I'm going for the championship now. I'm going. So.
And just after last night, you were right there.
Channel switch.
Yeah, I ran pretty good there, regardless. So I finished 9th, so I guess that's not too bad. So.
And I apologise to I apologise to everybody out there. I accidentally switched rooms without even noticing. So
that's all right. I was just telling him that he was right there and deserved the win last night. He actually, you know, I was telling the story earlier during the race, Chris, about how when you spoke up, wanted me to work with you, and I couldn't tell you. I couldn't let the cat out of the bag that I knew that he was short on fuel, and I know he was trying to sell us on it, but I was telling Sam too that I just don't know, man, because that set you could only squeeze 28 laps out of it, and 29 if you save some fuel by yourself. And he was saying he squeezed 30 out of it. So
yeah, it was just a little weird. I was trying to just keep you going straight down the straightaway. I was going to even try and push you a little bit to get up towards him, and now that I know, it's
yeah,
I'm not mad anymore. So
you and I were racing for the win. You know, he wouldn't have been able to race us full throttle. Let's just put it that way. He would have had to have kept saving. There's no way he would have been able to just, you know, all of a sudden punch it and just stay with us. But either way, man, I'm glad to see you to win tonight. You got one tonight, so we both got one this week. It's been a great week, and enjoy the rest of your week.
All right, Scott. You guys have a good night, and I'll see you Wednesday, hopefully.
Cool, man.
Okay, and that was our race winner, probably the happiest man in the world right now, Mr. Chris Samard, bringing home the victory here at Texas. And Scott, yeah, short field tonight, but what a race we've seen here tonight.
Yeah, they've actually been pretty entertaining for the most part for what they've been as far as the field counts. They've kept it relatively competitive for having so few drivers. Like I said, most of the guys that are showing up are championship contenders, and they're driving like they want to have a shot for the championship. So it's been good competition, even though we have had short fields. And hopefully with the break off, they'll be able to do a little bit of recruiting and get some people there for those last couple of races.
Absolutely. Well, with that, we are going to go straight to results for tonight's race and bringing home the victory and locking himself into the championship race at Homestead was Chris Samard. Following him closely behind was his teammate Keith Mato, who finishes in second. Jay Felton putting himself in a good position for the next race at Phoenix. He finishes in third, and right behind him is his rival Seth Hatchell in fourth. Adam Baker had that spin on pit road, but he rebounds for fifth place. Andrew Melvin finishes in sixth. Seventh is Lupe Gonzalez. Eighth, Kurt Davidson on his return to the series. Ninth is Mike Eames, and rounding out your top 10. And looking for a mountain to climb here at Phoenix is going to be Shane Pipala. In 11th place is Ron Holyfield, who's pretty mathematically out of the chase now. Jeff Butler finishes 12th, and last, Matthew Lesinowski not taking the green tonight. Well, that is going to do it for us tonight here at Texas. A fantastic race despite the short field, and a great race and a very happy winner here. My name is Sam Cooper Bennett. You've been watching a Beaufort presentation of the Portside Jaguar and Land Rover Cup Series at Texas. Joining me in the booth as always, my broadcast partner, Mr. Scott Brinson. Coming up tomorrow night, we'll be bringing you the first race of Season 2 of the Paskies Grand National Series. Scott will be in the booth with me for that one, so it's going to be a new experience for him. Scott, any words before we leave?
No, just everybody have yourself a safe weekend. Enjoy yourselves.
Absolutely. Well, that is going
We'll see you at Brands Hatch on Wednesday.
Absolutely. And sooner than that, this Sunday, we will have the 8th round of the Beaufort Indy Classic Series as they go to Iowa. And on Saturday, we have the championship finale of the Major League Esports Catalyst Mint Series as they go to Homestead, and we will crown a brand new champion on that night. But for now, my name is Sam Cooper Bennett. We will see you tomorrow night. All that's left for me to say is keep it clean, keep it green, and we will see you live from Daytona for the Paskies Grand National Series. Good night.
Have a good weekend, everybody.